everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you some very simple, easy to do wounds for this upcoming Halloween. Great idea if you're going to a party and you need an open wound, gash, some sort of horror themed, zombie themed, any kind of Halloween costume. I'm here to help you. You don't need to have a very high skill level for this, which is great. It's all about how you do it. So let's just jump into it. I think what I'm going to do first is the wound on my face. It's a gashing mouth wound. Something that I'm going to do for Haley's costume. So I need all the practice that I can get for this look. I'm going to use a simple paintbrush that's super wide bristled. The wider the better. And I'm going to use this liquid latex that I purchased at Walmart for $9.84, and I'm just going to use that as like my glue. And I'm going to dip in a little bit and apply it along my face all the way to the ear. So next to the mouth, not swallowing it because it's just nasty, and applying it all the way to the ear. You don't have to worry about applying too much because it will work in your benefit. Make sure that you properly close the product when you're not in use. I'm taking some cheap toilet paper that I got at the dollar store. The cheaper the toilet paper, the better. You don't want any like pretty prints on it. We're tearing both sides to make it look all icky and wound-like. And we're applying it gently all along where we applied the latex. Once it's dry, you can tear away what you don't need. Just go at it. If you need to, you can apply additional latex, that way it'll stay down. And let it dry a little bit. Adjusting that for comfort. You can see it's not perfectly like a patch. It doesn't need to look like a Band-Aid on your face. So you can apply a little bit more, tear some more away. And this time you're going for more of the center. So you're not needing that much. Making sure everything is torn away. So it's all frayed and icky. Even if you have like a little bit and you're just applying it to the latex, you're building up as you go. And you're applying it in the middle. It's an opened mouth wound, so we need more support in the middle, so that way when we actually get to cutting the tissue, we're not cutting our face open. Hence why we need that durability and building of the product. Oh, and then we're dipping in again. This is a process, I know, but it's well worth it. Make sure you get everywhere in case there's other pieces that need latex. Then in the middle here, just like that. Breaking off any additional pieces. We want to look scary and wound-like. We want it to be torn away, and we want it to be all spooky and like it's coming off our face sometimes, but not really. Building our tissue on our face. You don't need too much. It's not about the quantity, it's all about the quality for this look. So a little bit will go a long way, it seems. Basically, we're applying it into the middle here. where we're going to make our cut. So all this little stuff is extra that we don't even need. You can even measure out what you want to do for this. It's all up to you. Icky. Stuff sticks to my finger, but not so much to my face. How pleasant. It's kind of like doing plaster of Paris, like balloons and newspaper and stuff. That's what it reminds me of, like back in the day when you would do that in kindergarten. So we're basically doing kindergarten work. So we're going to let that dry out for a while and let it dry down. If you need to apply additional latex, you can. Now after some time of having the latex and tissue paper drying, it's time for foundation. For foundation, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade N3 Natural Buff. I'm using my natural tone for this look. Whatever makeup you're wearing, whatever look you're doing, make sure that the foundation matches your wound. Something to keep in mind when you're doing your makeup for this Halloween. And we're just going to blend it all around into our skin. And I'm not the best makeup effects person. This is just something simple, quick, and easy to do. It kind of looks kind of Bandaid like in a way. We're going to be doing a lot of blood and shading, so it might not really matter too much. This is the dangerous part. Once we have some of the foundation on, we're going to just gently go in somehow and cut into our tissue. Be careful not to actually cut your face. For some reason my scissors don't want to work on this. I think I did too good of a job for the latex and tissue. Gonna go into my cheek fat pretty soon. Still trying to cut into it. These are not preschool scissors, so I don't know what's wrong with them. Making it look all super creepy, you can just shave it if the scissors are not working for you, like mine. The scissors aren't working, so we do what we can here. Kind of makes it look even more creepy in a way, because it's not just a simple easy line. So we're hacking a little bit away at our face tissue latex area. You can still make it into a cut or wound. It's all jumbled up now, so yeah, you can apply a little bit more latex if you need to, like so, wherever needed. It's okay. We're going to go in with some shading. I'm using the Kylie Jenner palette, the burgundy palette. I'm just taking a simple eyeshadow brush and I'm dipping into a kind of like a light warm toned brown shade. It's called Brick. And I'm going to shade over the wound area. Just shading all around. It doesn't have to be too perfect. Just shade around. Kind of looks like our flesh is falling apart in a way. It's getting all necrotic and icky. Just falling apart, man. It's not a good day for us, so yeah. Not a good day. We're going to use a little bit of the red burgundy shade. just in here like so, just a little bit because it's super pigmented. Give it some definition. We're going in with the Misunderstood palette and taking the shade 101 and going around. And tapping motion to like blend the product out. We kind of look like we got burned. Going back into the brown that we used, the brick, and going over it again. And then also into almond on top of that, like so. We just look so messed up today. We are also going to do some blood gel if you want to. And I'm going to dip in with an angled eyeshadow brush and just filling it in around, as you can see. Tapping it along, not going overboard with the product. It's like gooey jelly stuff, like blood clot. And then using our brush to like blend it around. And then we are going to do some spray blood as well. I put some of the regular 1 liter blood into a spray bottle. And there you go. It'll get all over everywhere. That's why I'm wearing a shirt that I don't really care about today because, yeah. Fan that around as well if you want. Taking a brush, just going around. If you want to add more, you can. This actually helps the tapping motion to like set the blood and make it not so runny. If you want to be runny, it's okay and fine. Over here, I'm going to do a bullet wound. This is the style that I did for our Halloween costume last year. Jay and I were Bonnie and Clyde, and I did a whole bunch of wounds. Even Haley did some for us. Haley helped out doing some wounds, bullet holes. So this is what we did for our bullet holes. Something super easy to do. I'm going in with the burgundy palette again because it's like so awesome. And I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow brush and go into brick again and making a small hole like so. Small wound just like the size of the brush, going on like so. We go and take the darker brown, which is almond, generously go in and just go around in a circular motion, kind of like a hickey in a way. That's what it's like. It's like creating a hickey. We take some of the black from the Misunderstood palette 101, generously go in and shade around it. Then we're taking some of the purple Forest of Thorns and going in a little bit to add some definition around there, to add some bruising. And some of the red from the burgundy palette as well. Just along around. Not too much. See, we're making a wound. And I didn't have gel blood the last time, but I'm going to add gel blood. I'm just adding it into the center the best that I can of the bullet hole, like so. Some will come out, it's okay, but we want that center to be all good. See, you can see how the wound is right there and the blood is coming out, so that's really perfect. And we're going to add some of that spray blood as well. Add some dramatic effect to it. Adding it to the wound as well, so it's not so fake looking, so that way we really got gushed out pretty much. And adding a little bit of tapping to the blood right there, so that way it's not so runny. If you want runny, it's all good. For everything, you're going to need setting spray, and I have the e.l.f. Matte Magic setting spray. It's only $5, and spray it all around. Seems to be doing the trick most of the time. If it makes it a little bit more runny, it's okay. The next wound that I'm going to do is a mouth wound, and I've seen it on TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm going to try and attempt to do it, but I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but I'm going to try it anyway. I have some of the products, so I should be fine. I just have to worry about all the holes that are in this look. I'm going to take some latex and I'm going to go over my mouth with it. Yeah. Basically what we did here, we're going to do all across the mouth. Being generous with the latex. So this might be a voiceover part of the video, so bear with me. For this part, I'm actually taking some tissue. I'm just placing it over. Oops, too many papers in one spot. Just tear it off and make sure everything is nice and even. Apply more latex as needed as well. Once your mouth is set, you can start tearing away at the toilet paper and giving it a more detailed horror feel. Make sure that you're ripping all these sides so that way it doesn't give off a Band-Aid look. It's time for another round of liquid latex. I'm going to dip into the latex with my handy dandy brush, and I'm going to go all around my mouth, all around the sides, avoiding the middle part of my mouth because that's where you want to have your opened wound for your mouth at. So we're leaving that part alone and just going around. And we're taking tissue paper and building it as well, so that way we don't cut into our skin. So we're being super careful, ripping all the sides up and placing it on our mouth, like so, and ripping off any excess pieces as necessary. Time to go in with foundation, and I'm using the L'Oreal Paris foundation in 3, and I'm putting some on a beauty blender. I'm blending out the foundation, gently dabbing it all along the wound that we created, and I'm blending it into my own skin tone to give it a more realistic effect. Make sure everything is well blended. Take your time, you're in no rush to do this unless you have a party to go to, but overall just make sure that you have everything covered and it blends well into your own natural skin tone the best that you possibly can. With this, make sure everything is well blended. If you have to dab in a few times, that's fine. Make sure that everything is fully covered. I'm done with the foundation, I'm going to move on to the actual mouth wound, and I'm going to use some eyebrow scissors that are used for usually trimming eyebrows. I'm going to punch holes into the mouth where our middle piece is, where we have that pocket opening. And this is very challenging, so be very careful with this. Try not to get your actual mouth, but it really is a challenge to do. I finally got a few holes worked out. I'm taking some black paracord and I'm just measuring out the length I need, and I'm going to trim off the excess like so, and I'm going to use that for my wound today. I'm going to sew my mouth shut, and this part is very challenging to do, so be super careful trying to get everything right and correct. It's just such a hassle. We're going into the wound like so, if we ever can, and picking up more of the hole, because you need actually a pretty big hole for this paracord. It's not very flexible at all. It's hard to work with. I am unsure what the TikTokers use for their string, but the string I have and everything was a big challenge and a big problem. After so many attempts, I finally got the paracord through the mouth opening that I made. Such a challenge. I'm putting through the second lace. I'm going to go in a zigzag pattern up and down using the little eyebrow scissors I have here. Super handy to have and super challenging. I'm not hurting myself even though it looks like I am. Making a big enough hole for that cord to go through. I actually held the cord with the scissors and put it through, so that was an easier technique to do. Just having the scissors hold the cord and then putting it through was a lot easier instead of like picking at your face. If your face does kind of fall off, you can use more latex. It's not a problem. It's starting to come through right here. Yay. See, I finally got it after so many attempts. So super satisfying to have it come out and through. It didn't come out the way I expected, but it's okay. After figuring out the new techniques that I came up with, things got a lot easier and went a lot faster. So definitely use the scissors to your advantage. I'm still working on that mouthpiece. I'm using the scissors to push the cord literally through the wound that I created. It just wouldn't go through and it took so long, but I finally did manage to get it through, which was a very happy day and was so relieved. I'm like, yes, thank you, Jesus. I'm going in for the final time, making my last set of holes for this look right here, and this one was a pain because some of the latex dried into the wrong spot, but I managed to use my technique and managed to finally get it through after a little bit of time. I'm dipping into the liquid latex and I'm just going around and applying another layer of latex just in case if anything got loose from the wear and tear. Diving into the Cosmetics burgundy palette, and I'm taking a big fluffy brush right here and I'm dipping into the shade Brick, and it's a very nice light brown tone, and I'm just applying that all over the mouth wound. Next shade I'm using is Almond, and I'm using that shade to give my face some more definition and more pigment to the look. The burgundy shade right there will add some red pigment to our skin, so it would act as a little bit of a natural redness to our skin when you're cut. It's like irritating. Moving on to the Misunderstood palette right there, taking the same brush, I'm using the purple shade and using that as a purple bruising for our mouth and some shading as well, so it's like a 2-in-1, bruising and shading. I'm going in with 101 to give it some tone and like a little bit of black and blueness to our look right now. making sure everything is blended out so that way it has a natural feel to it, not so cartoonish or fake. Time for blood gel, and this one I got from Spirit Halloween, and I'm taking a paintbrush and I'm just dipping in like I did the last time. I'm going around the stitching wounds and making sure all of that is covered and really bloody and just it's a little tedious sometimes, making sure all of these stitches have some sort of blood clotting around them. Last but certainly not least, we have the spray blood, and I'm just being generous, spraying it all over the wound, all over my neck, making sure I got everything. And you can add as much blood as you want with this. You can also take a fluffy brush and blend the blood out, giving it a more gruesome appearance if you want to. But I say overall this look is complete and done. I'm happy with the way it came out. It was challenging, but I'm happy with the way it looks. Thank you so much for watching my video today on how to get your very own wounds for this holiday season. It's spooky season, so I'm trying to help you out by having some simple and easy, quick effects to do on yourself. I hope this one will help you so much. I really do. And these are little simple things that I learned over time, and I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be, but I wanted to share what I've learned with you today. So if you like the video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to press the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I post new videos, which is every Wednesday and Saturday. So please be on the lookout for those uploads. As well, I have a lot of affiliate links and referral links and coupon codes, so go down there, check everything out. So many amazing products and so many savings for all of you. The holiday season's coming up, so pick out something nice for yourself. As always, I'll talk to all of you next time. Bye, everyone.